It's Wednesday, and you know what that means. It's time for The Internet is Stupid.
Okay.
We're off.
All right, here we go.
I'll tell you what, the discourse that Sean has to deal with and what he's had to deal with in the last 2 weeks alone has been the most ridiculous, dumb shit I've ever seen.
Okay.
I feel like you could have said that during any particular week.
That's fair.
At this point, yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, Greg Cherry, Jeff Meacham, Big G, and our guest today, Juice Springsteen. Welcome to the show, sir.
Good to be here.
Yes.
Yeah, we are going to get some Pittsburgh talk in just a little bit, but I did want to address this at the top of the show.
Everybody,
I know. As a Cowboys fan, you have nothing to.
Nothing. You know what? Just for that, fuck it, whatever.
Well, the last time that the Cowboys were even in the Super Bowl was on my 3rd birthday, defeating these very Pittsburgh Steelers. So at least you have something in your back pocket there.
That was your 3rd birthday, you said?
That's correct.
Another guy I'm 10 years older than. Thank you, Greg. Thank you for continuing to clientele be younger than me. Thank you. I appreciate it. Old fuck in the room. Don't mind me.
Oh my god.
I'm going to start booking Maven more so you're not the oldest in the room.
Fucking 40-year-olds. Christ, it's something. God. I spent yesterday my friends at Disneyland trying to, you got any single friends? Throw me a bone there. You guys throw me some fucking age-relevant bones here, like something. Not my show, though, so fucking who cares?
Yeah. So we're going to talk. I just want to bring this up, and then we can move on after it. Okay. But honestly, people on Twitter, get a life.
No, for real.
As somebody who is admittedly chronically online,
yeah,
I don't care about 98% of the stuff that you guys are bitching about.
Right.
And the fact that you throw people who have nothing to do with it under the bus just because you have a vendetta, nobody cares, man.
It's delightful.
Nobody in this world outside of your bedroom or your living room or wherever you are tweeting from gives a flying fuck about any Twitter beefs. None of them.
Yeah. Yeah. I care more that my niece has beef with freaking Pascal the chameleon from Rapunzel than half of the beefs on Twitter. I'm good.
Yeah.
You say, oh, sorry. Go ahead.
That's why I just share stuff and retweet stuff that you guys post. I'm not gonna no. Even on Facebook, I just like and share and stuff that I don't even bother posting stuff anymore unless it's significantly important.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
No.
Yeah, Greg mentioned that chronically online. I think we're all potentially a little guilty of that. But
yeah.
Even worse, again, I'm just throwing out dates as if they're willy-nilly, but I've been on Twitter for more than half of my life, and it seriously seems to be very frustrating to see that no matter what year it is, what month it is, there's always people complaining about anything. And I take what you do. I'll just repost stuff. I'll kind of sit in the back. If I feel like I want to make a point about something, I will, but it's just I as much energy as I do put out for a site like Twitter, I'd rather just hold some of my energy back because it's just not worth it.
I got more important stuff to do than to go in X and oh my god.
The irony of it, Greg, is that there will be feedback. You guys are complaining about the complaining, right?
No, I understand that, but here's the thing: I only like to clap back when somebody looks really stupid, and I'm trying to pop myself. So it's not even that I want to engage in a lengthy argument. I just want to make myself and other people laugh. That's all.
That's why we exist, to pop ourselves. The hell with it.
Exactly.
Have to.
That's fun.
Listen, popping myself is the most I've. Never mind.
Never mind.
Leave it alone.
Least expensive option, at least. Am I right? I mean,
Yeah, that's fair. Let's talk about.
At least monetarily expensive. Well, morals and.
Hey, thanks for the like, Sean, on my post.
You can follow Sean Ross Sapp at
Sean Ross Sapp.
Every fucking where.
Pretty much.
Oh, shit.
I am going to SmackDown next week in Pittsburgh.
Woo-woo.
So that should be a good time.
Oh yeah, dude.
Way too much money for my tickets. Ticket, I guess I should say. I'm going by myself. Yes. Oh, look, we got some people that need band on here. Cool.
I find it so funny. We were actually talking about that very thing during the prior to going on the air yesterday for the No DQ review. And Aaron was sitting here worried about putting the comments like on screen, basically like where Big G is on the screen, because he was worried about the instant thing popping up. It never happened once yesterday's show at all. So we put that shit out in the universe. It came and got us instead. So there you go.
Yeah, that's fine. But yeah, I've never been on the floor for a WWE show, so I figured, once in my life, because I won't be able to afford it again unless I hit Powerball.
Hey, it's a goal. There you go.
It is, but I do have some signs that I made up, which you guys have seen.
Yes,
some of them.
Very
tremendous. Here for all of them.
So I'm gonna try and pop some people next Friday.
Popping people in real life. There you go. Just expansion of your online.
One of the signs, present. Maybe.
I know which one he's talking about.
And I can't say anymore
you can't
for gentlemen's agreement reasons.
Yeah, let's not. That's one I don't want on TV. That's
anyway. That one has to make TV now.
Well, yeah, I guess. Let's talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers. I didn't bring it up a lot last week about Michael Pittman's trade because we were lied to about him being on the show.
Lied to,
flat out
lied to.
Yeah,
but yeah, we got Michael Pittman. Who else did we get? Have we got anybody else in trades?
I think we got a couple. We got another.
Plenty of people. We got some depth with was it Sebastian Joseph Day? I believe is he a line guy?
Oh yeah.
Oh, and here we are. Another week has gone by with our asses up or hands up our ass with this whole Aaron Rodgers thing.
I'm telling you what, like he did this last season. He's with the team right now. Just make a choice.
Yeah,
it's frustrating. Because again, you can I could care less if he doesn't do OTAs or whatever. I get it. That's all fine. He's earned it. Whatever. Can't you just tell them if you want to play or not, so they can figure out the draft without this looming question?
Exactly.
And maybe in some great world the Steelers do know, but shouldn't the public maybe get a slice of that?
Right,
aren't we entitled to just knowing, so that, especially considering the damn draft is here?
Yeah.
Right.
Come on.
The draft's in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna wait. Like I honestly thought I went to the McAfee show last year when it was in Pittsburgh, and I
know what you're gonna say. I thought it was gonna happen.
A lot of people did, and McAfee shut it down in like the first 5-10 minutes because he was like, he's not here, because everybody thought he was going to announce that he was going to sign with the Steelers at the McAfee show because the two of them are buddies.
Yeah,
but he didn't. So
again, too.
Anyway, either way, they've loaded up with people that whoever's the quarterback, hopefully it's something. And even if outside of this year is what I'm more concerned with, whether it's getting someone in the next year's draft, because I'm a realist. They're not going anywhere if Rodgers is the quarterback this year. They're probably going to do the same thing. So at least build the pieces around them, and then maybe next year we'll get someone different.
I guess the only reason I have some kind of hope for the Steelers season is because it's going to be different. Mike Tomlin is not there anymore.
Yeah,
right. The only thing that had stayed consistent finally changed. Everything else had changed. Coordinators, ownership, everything had changed other than that.
Yeah. And not that I'm going to not that I'm going to toot the horn of Mike McCarthy, but Mike McCarthy coached the Packers when they beat the Steelers in Super Bowl 45. So he can get there. It's just a matter of, can he do it with this Steelers team that has been basically treading water for the last 15 years?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, we haven't had. See, we need to stop relying on these old bum ass quarterbacks. Nothing against Rodgers, but you're gonna draft these young quarterbacks. Do something with them. Look at Ben's rookie year. He took them 15-1.
Yeah,
and made it to the AFC Championship, and then the following year made it to in his second year as a Steeler, went to the Super Bowl. Why can't we do that with Will Howard?
Well, because Rodgers didn't get hurt for lengthy periods of time.
Yeah.
that was really why they put Ben in the position that he was in, because Tom Maddox got hurt.
His arm flew off, and they had to put Ben in. And remember how they got Ben though? They were 6-10, and they got Bradshaw by being terrible. And it's not that I think they should tank, but give a guy like Will Howard a shot. I'm not saying he's going to be great, but we don't know anything because he got hurt in the preseason. So I'd rather take a chance. And if he sucks, you're not paying him anything. So if he sucks, you get a better pick. If you have something, then great, you have something.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't want to waste the year.
We tried that with the Kenny Pickett experience, and look how that turned out.
True, but they also they reached for that pick though in the first round. Will Howard is nothing to try it.
There's a reason Omar Khan has the job now.
Well, everybody in that last draft of Kevin Colbert are gone now. Every single one of those picks has gone on to another team, which is insane.
Yeah, and it's not like that was 10 years ago. That was 4
years ago.
Right, that's a whole
terrible
cycle.
Last draft.
Yeah.
But hey, it's in Pittsburgh, so it's okay.
Well, now it is.
They should feel the pressure of all these fans. You know, some people are saying like, "Oh, well, the fans will cheer whoever the pick is." I don't know if I agree with that. Because a lot of things have to be determined there. Like if you get a wide receiver, great, but everybody knows, okay, but who's throwing in the ball? Great.
Yeah.
And then it's like, how happy can we get?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, but you mentioned Howard not being signed. If he does prove himself, he lines himself up to have more money when they do sign him. So, fuck it. Give him a shot.
And utilize him when he's younger under a deal that, like, when he's on that rookie contract, you try everything you can because he's literally you giving money to everybody else because you can. So take advantage of that instead of just like getting strung along by Rodgers.
Right.
And the painful part about this for me is that Will Howard was the quarterback of Ohio State when they beat Notre Dame in the national championship. Yes. So like there's meat on the bone there. It's just a matter of actually putting it to use. I don't understand why these teams draft quarterbacks and like backup quarterbacks if you have zero plans on using it. We've been doing like the rent a quarterback thing for years now, and we're just the same mediocre ass team that we have been. Like, take a chance, for crying out loud. That's why I'm hopeful with this new regime. I'm not super hopeful, but I'm trying to be like more positive because
same here.
And Rooney saying like, I don't want to waste a year. But again, how you waste a year by giving Rodgers a shot when you know with a ceiling. And I think if you just give a younger guy a chance, you might end up with something better. And contrary to what they might think, I think the fans would be more than happy just seeing different football out there, different players out there, giving it a shot. And if you suck, you suck. If not, whatever. I don't see why they can't give it a shot.
I mean, I think last year was the first time since watching the Steelers since 2004 that I've heard the crowd boo Renegade.
Yeah.
Well, it was like poor timing. They didn't read the room. They were getting their asses handed to them, and they said, let's just play it anyway.
Yeah, let's play it while we're down to Buffalo by 20 points in our own home stadium. Let's try and ramp the crowd up. Buddy, that team wasn't doing anything. No. The Bills were running it down your throats.
Yeah.
Has anybody actually asked Rodgers, I mean, obviously they're not going to ask, in public, but is there any documentation of him being asked? Because I'm wondering, maybe he's so old he just forgot.
Let me text Schefter real quick. I'll find out.
Thank you. Yeah. So somebody text Schefter on this.
Didn't Schefter say Rodgers didn't want Schefter to have his number? So that might be the wrong guy to talk to.
That's right.
Well, who's the other one? Rappaport. Let's get Ian Rappaport.
There's plenty of them on there. Yeah. The other funny thing is you bring up he was a national champion with Ohio State, and I do give some credence to that, even if he didn't play as much. Like, he played great in the big games, contrary to a guy like Drew Aller who did great, but then when it came time to good games, he couldn't do well. Now, my thing is, and I'm a Penn State fan, so that's tough for me to say, but I can admit if Drew Aller's not the guy.
Yeah, I love that interception at the end of the game, man. As a Notre Dame guy, listen, I have been in the dregs as a Notre Dame fan for a very long time. I understand Penn State has too, but like, it's one of those things where I love Marcus Freeman. Like you see that talent there, and there's a chance that the Irish are favored going into next season. Penn State, I kind of felt bad for Penn State last year. Like it was just such a train wreck, and they damn near beat Indiana.
Yeah, that the craziest part is the one of the greatest catches you'll ever see by literally blades of grass. And if that doesn't happen, Indiana might not go all the way and win the whole damn thing. And Mendoza might not be number one, might not get the Heisman. All those things fell into place because of one incredible catch. And then the other thing I was going to mention with the quarterbacks, just back to the Ohio State of it all, like how many different national champions have not done well in the pros? And there's a long list of Ohio State great quarterbacks that have done nothing in the NFL. Maybe the best is who? Fields?
Yeah,
maybe.
I would say that.
I like him on the Chiefs because they'll probably use him as everything, like a slash player.
Yeah.
But outside of that, none of those guys are really the top guys. So there's probably some hesitation there too with Will Howard being like, well, he did great, but there's the history is not perfect with Ohio State guys, let alone national championship winning quarterbacks.
This is definitely not the week I should have been on, Greg, Nick, because now we're talking about Ohio State failures. I just need to just I'll go my corner here.
We're talking about Ohio State national champions.
Yeah, they won the national title.
But then they didn't do shit afterwards.
Listen, I got to say the same thing about USC until this year. Freaking Sam Darnold decided, hey, I'm going to actually be the winningest quarterback from USC, for crying out loud.
Yeah.
Well, in the 21st century, being the winningest quarterback in USC history has a big old asterisk over its freaking head. So it's kind of is what it is, unfortunately.
Yeah. Listen, I'm just glad that the first USC quarterback to win, was Sam Darnold.
It was not. It was definitely rough being a SoCal boy. I've never been an SC fan per se. I lean more toward UCLA, but it was not good to represent SC or Southern California there for a while.
It was wild. I actually got to see arguably Drew Aller's best game. I got to be at the USC game in the Coliseum, where let's tie this back to wrestling, where WrestleMania 7 was supposed to be until depending on who you believe, there were threats or it wasn't going to sell at all. So it was a great venue though, and that was his best game. But that was unfortunately the only great game that he had.
Yeah, I think Pritchard finally. Like he didn't flat out say it, but I think he all but said, "Yeah, the Slaughter thing was the Slaughter thing was true. He was getting death threats, but it's like in 1991 they weren't going to do 100,000 people. It just wasn't going to happen in 91
because it wasn't 84 Slaughter. If 84 Slaughter somehow was heel, maybe that we're talking about something different. But at that point,
if 84 Slaughter was the 91 heel, I don't think he would have made it for real. Like I think he would have been gunned down because. Slaughter was over when Hogan became champion. So, no. He wouldn't have made it to the Garden, let alone Los Angeles. Jesus.
Yeah.
So, good stuff, though. I got to see one game at the Coliseum. Ironically, it was the Cowboys playing the Rams in a preseason game before the Rams moved to SoFi. That was 20 – when did the Rams come back to L.A.?
2017 or 2016?
Okay, so whatever the first year was, 2016. I saw the Rams play the Cowboys in a preseason game. That was cool. The Coliseum
it was right before they went to the Super Bowl with Goff. So that was
it was the first time I'd ever been in the Coliseum my whole life, and I was supposed to go to that WrestleMania, and we didn't go anyway. Even though it was at the LA Shithole Sports Arena. But it was. I mean, that's one of the reasons why the Coliseum will never be a major anything because there's no suites. And there's no like escalators. So we were at the tippy top and we were climbing to the tippy top. Me and my 40-year-old asked my near 70-year-old father, and we're like, oh, the game's half over. Okay, we must well start climbing back down. But then I saw the Chargers play the Cowboys at SoFi, right? The preseason before WrestleMania came here. And SoFi is just another That's a big animal, dude. I love that stadium so much. I hope they come back for wrestling soon.
Yeah,
that'll be cool.
Never know.
I'm trying to think about the last time I was at, and this is reverting it back to wrestling, at PPG Paints for wrestling.
Yeah. Is that what Heinz Field is called now?
No, that's Acrisure State. I don't think.
Yeah, so they're at the hockey arena for.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Well, yeah. I was going to say for my hockey arena, the AEW was just there. So
listen, if WWE wants to bring SummerSlam to Acrisure, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
I saw the photos of the Taylor Swift concert from afar, and it was in August there, and I'm like, they could easily pull off SummerSlam here. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
why not?
And it's they would definitely pack that place in, and it's ready. It's suited for it, man. They are ready for, not to be football punny, but they're ready for prime time on something like WWE.
Oh yeah.
Hell, they shot freaking Dark Knight Rises.
Dark Knight
Rises.
Dark Knight Rises, not Dark Knight. Dark Knight was still good, but no football on that one.
Oh, hi, baby girl.
Hey, good on Heinz Ward for scoring a touchdown with a field crumpling behind him.
Right.
What's funny is that field's probably better than the actual sod that they have on the actual field.
It's down as fuck.
About killed Boswell, and he tried to take out the MVP of the team.
Yeah.
If there was ever an argument to legitimately replace the first surface of the field, it's like Heinz Ward dodged actual death better than the Steelers probably would. Like, what the fuck?
They said they're going to redo it before this season, but I'm very hesitant to see what that actually means.
It's March.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know we just had a blizzard yesterday. So.
Oh, I have a hat. Cool. Okay, good. Right.
I'm telling you, like, Pittsburgh weather's among the most ridiculous things I've ever experienced.
I had a friend yesterday, Greg. The birthday girl I signed in, she's from near Erie.
Yeah.
So her and I got to share the story about flying into and then trying to fly out of on that bullshit flight I had canceled. When she left, she was talking to her friend. It was 94 degrees as we were walking into the Pirates of the Caribbean here in Southern California.
Yep.
Where her friend lives and near where she lives, it was 29 degrees, felt like 4. It was feeling 90 degrees difference between the two coasts. I'm like, yeah, fuck that. On both sides.
That's the whole lake effect thing that probably ruined that.
Yeah.
But it's funny because like if you live in like Meadville, which is a little south of Erie, it sometimes gets the snow worse than Erie does.
Yeah. But there's no climate change, right, Mr. President? I know it's a work. Well, I got the shirt. There you go.
I got the shirt too.
There you go. All thanks to work.
Yep.
Raw's War and Rumble edition, folks. Buy it now. GregSherryBrand.com.
Along with the other 14.
And they're all damn good.
They are, and I own them all.
As you should.
Because here's the thing: if I'm going to make these for sale, it's like, well, you don't own them. Well, yes, I do. I own every single one of them. So, GregSherryBrand.com. Yeah. Let's talk some Pittsburgh. Juice, you mentioned to me you wanted to talk about Bruno Forever, which
go
ahead. Let's talk about it. It's a dedication show to
so Bruno Forever,
WWE champion of all time, not the longest reigning world champion of all time, because that's me. 8 years last week.
So last year they ran Bruno Forever, like the first one, and it was just like a celebration of studio wrestling with the combination of current like independent guys, and it was just a really interesting, unique way to present a show. Like they had old footage of him and Stan Hansen on like a little TV that you could kind of watch as you're doing stuff. They had Stan Hansen was actually there, and he does not make too many appearances.
Wow.
You can get an autograph signing there and photo.
That's awesome.
I know they had Shane Douglas there. They had, of course, Sam Adonis was there. And Larry Richer, who's, big time here, emceeing all these things. I was shocked Pompiani wasn't there. Like, they could have had any Pittsburgh people there to do this thing. But it was a really nice celebration of just that old school way of doing pro wrestling. Oh, Bill Apter was also there, and he kind of
I love Bill Apter, dude.
He's incredible. He kind of headed the Q&A where everybody kind of was asking questions and stuff, and it was just a really nice event. And it was like the crowd was a little older too, because they remembered Bruno and grew up on that stuff, and they're going to run it back this year, and I'm really looking forward to it. I already got my ticket, and I had a great time last year. Support independent wrestling when you can, but specifically these types of shows that's not your traditional like month to month indie that has storylines. This is more of a celebration of what it was and what it can be, and especially within this area, there's so much rich history with pro wrestling. So why not celebrate it? And I think Missy Hyatt's going to be at this one too. Johnny Rod's at this one, so they're kind of bringing out just different kind of characters from yesteryear, if you will. So really looking forward to that. I think it's April 25th, the weekend after WrestleMania. So get your tickets now.
I love that. Go ahead, Greg, it's your show. Sorry.
I was going to say, in just a few days before the draft.
Oh, jeez.
Or after the draft.
Is it after the draft?
It's that Saturday, yeah.
Is the draft?
The 20th, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like literally right after the draft.
Yes.
Dude.
But although Saturday is going to be like rounds, 5,
4 through 7 or
not going to
something.
be, nothing crazy. So
if you are a sports fan or a wrestling fan that week and you can't find something to enjoy,
exactly.
Go away. Just go.
Yeah.
If you can't get to Vegas or you're not in Pittsburgh, I don't know what to tell you. Sorry. But I had the unique. It was a really weird, like happenstance opportunity when, and I'm trying not to tell too many tales out of class on the kid here. When we were looking to get him into therapy, the city and the county had a program where we could have like not like a company car, but something like that, pick us up and take us, to the appointments and back. The guy that was the county representative driver for that facility was one of Bruno's good friends and helped co-author his biography. So I got Tony. God, I always forget Tony's last name now, but we spent a good 4 or 5 months before that program we went out of that program with my son. He ended up getting an autographed picture of Bruno to give to my son that Dylan said, I don't know who this is. You're more than welcome to keep it, Bob. And I'm like, autographed picture of Bruno Sammartino. Like I would never even imagine I'm not going to meet him obviously now. And at the time we met Tony, Bruno had already reconciled with the company, but hadn't yet passed away. So it was like that where like it almost could have happened. And I could have actually interacted with Bruno Sammartino. I was losing I told Greg about it briefly. I was losing my goddamn mind what was happening. I'm like, but it was still really cool to hear the stories from back in those days. And just, you hear all these, that's gotta be fake. That's gotta be kayfabe. It's like, no, all that shit legitimately happened, man. And you watch his biography they put on the vault now in WWE. It's like, that guy has such an extraordinary, if he had never wrestled a day in his life is still so extraordinary.
Yeah.
His mom survived, the Nazis. They all survived the Nazi invasion. It was just it's such a powerful story. I think Hunter said Bruno really is the American dream. With all respect to our buddy Dusty Rhodes, but yeah, Bruno's story is the American dream. I'm so happy that I got to interact with somebody close to him, and his story has been able to be told now that he made nice with the company. So it was really cool.
It also makes me smile for like selfish reasons that the longest reigning WWE champion of all time calls Pittsburgh his home. Like that's
exactly. Yep.
That's pretty cool.
It's a really, really unique distinction. And I'm glad that they reconciled, because now he gets kind of more recognition as that guy. He was the first real guy, because it was Bruno, then it was a guy like Hogan or Flair, and like multiple came after him, but there was really one star at that time.
Yeah.
It's really cool to have that from here.
Yeah. Being out here in SoCal, we got to have, like Luthez come out and do his public workouts when he was the NWA champion. And that was, I'm sure for the crowds in the 50s, that was like, it's the world champion of wrestling. Like, holy shit. But even with Fez as great as he was, and he was, I'm not even going to try to make that argument, and people in St. Louis would kill me if I did. But
right,
the bigger star was Bruno Sammartino. Bruno Sammartino's family got an audience with the Pope. Like, that doesn't happen. So, yeah.
Well, and selling out the Garden, and no offense to those Midwesterners, but you're selling out the Garden. I mean, how many times?
100.
There's a reason
yeah.
it became the Mecca. It was because of people like Bruno selling it out and it being a appointment ticketing, not appointment television. Like, you want to be at the Garden to see it. So
yeah, I love it. I loved hearing the story over the years of when Ivan Koloff beat him. Like, it became like you could hear a pin drop. But I loved hearing Bruno's perspective. He thought he had lost his hearing, like he got hurt when Ivan pinned him because he couldn't hear anything. And then Arnie Skolin walked in. Are you okay? And he could hear Arnie. He's like, I didn't know. I thought I was hurt. The crowd, dead silence because they could not believe that Bruno had lost the title.
And that was well before The Undertaker lost his streak.
Yeah.
20,000 people not making a sound is probably one of the scariest damn things you could ever live through. That's frightening.
Yeah.
Especially when they were probably at a fever pitch before then. Just at
drop
of a hand.
Yeah. If you hear the video of the crowd, they are into it the entire match. And all of a sudden the video just like, almost like, what the fuck's wrong with my volume? Oh,
right.
Yeah.
So, yeah. It's definitely something. I'm glad they captured it on video that they did, even though it's 1971, quality video on YouTube. It's like,
right.
But it's still a wonder to watch.
So many cool things about that.
Yeah.
You mentioned Sam Adonis earlier, and like I have a soft spot in my heart for Sam just because like when I was training for my cup of coffee in independent wrestling, Sam Adonis was actually training at the same place. So like I have that like very, very, very brief history with him. So it's not like, oh yeah, I knew Sam was coming up. I watched all his success. I'm not gonna be one of those guys. It's like I saw him maybe like 5 or 6 times, like training and before I started on shows. So it's kind of a cool thing to like see how successful he's become as like an international superstar.
Yeah. So glad he's one of the people we get to hear. He I think he has his own podcast now where he talks about the scene in Mexico. And I would love it if he got an opportunity, to work with AAA now that his brother's on color commentary.
I'm surprised it hasn't happened yet.
I know.
I have a feeling the opportunity might present itself at some point. I think the longer that both this relationship, the AAA things only happens for a year and change now.
Yeah, a year around WrestleMania last year.
Yeah, so like we're about to approach that. So I mean, as long as they keep they had Dom the other night defending his title, and they're showing the footage. So clearly the relationship's working, and I feel like the longer it goes, the better opportunity there is for maybe Sam to get that opportunity to work with them. And I don't know if I brought it up, but their dad, Sam and Corey's dad, is the guy running the Bruno show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
So, pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, it's again one of the I'll never other than the money, I will never hate on living in California because the weather's when it's not burning us to the ground, it's great. But God, there's so much history, sports and wrestling, everything back in the East. It's like that's why I loved going to go out there and visit when I did, and I'd love to do it again soon. There's so much wrestling culture out there that people even now don't really process. And we talk on this show a lot about the sports media bias being back east because everything's back there. It's like, well, yeah, everything is back there. The Rangers and the Islanders and the Penguins and the Steelers and the Giants and all these other teams, they all in that little Northeast hub. So it's hard to argue with the bias, but it's hard to see why they wouldn't. All right there.
And speaking of Sam and Corey's dad, I remember years ago, their dad ran a company called Far North Wrestling, and they ran the show out of the Days Inn. was the first and only time I ever saw Brody Lee wrestle live.
Nice.
And that was like 2008, maybe. So that was long ago. But yeah, just a fun little memory.
When was that match that we called, Retro called between Pierce and Sterling, not Corey, but Sterling?
Yes, Sterling James Keenan. Oh man, it was before I started. It might have been, I want to say it was 2008.
Okay.
Like January of 2008.
Okay, so that was early in Pierce's first NWA championship reign. Okay, wow.
Yeah. And the promo between them on that same show is out there somewhere because I watched it fairly recently.
Oh, okay, yeah, we didn't include that.
Just Pierce establishing himself as the heel, and
which is so. I mean, Adam Pierce's NWA World Champion was a heel. I mean, God, he freaking throwing fireballs in Cabana's face and everything else that he did. But to have Corey Graves not be the heel was funnier than shit. Even calling it back, and it was really funny to call a match with Greg, and there's Greg in the crowd, but he's not. Virtual calls are always great when you're on the video. It's a little weird though.
I don't miss the Jake. that's what we called the building, the Jacob Bowl Pavilion. It's like I don't miss the Jake. Yeah, that place was a shit.
Yeah, I got it's PWG's legendary, notorious, whatever you want to call it, Sweatbox. It's like it was a cool part of history, but I would never go watch a show there again, especially in the summertime, because I don't enjoy the actual.
I saw one on Labor Day weekend at that American Legion, and it was hotter than shit. Oh no! And of course, I wore a Penguins jersey there, and I was dying.
Oh yeah. Those Legion halls. PWG moved to Reseda, a Legion hall in Reseda before they moved actually into an actual theater in the Gold Theater in LA. So when the place that Punk talked about, managing a Target in Reseda, it's like there was a Target right there, which is funnier than shit. But yeah, that little Legion Hall Reseda, how we did not get fire marshaled out of that place every month. Never know.
I mean, the fans are right on top of the ring practically.
Yeah. The last show I ever went to, we showed up late because our ride was picking up Dylan's mom and I late, and she had to come from like San Pedro, pick us up here in the Santa Clarita Valley, then drive to Reseda. By the time we walked in there, I spent the entire show like this, just trying to watch the ring action, and capacity 350. I'm going, fucking yeah, okay. Anyway, there's probably 600 people in that building. I don't know how we didn't get the fire marshal on us. And that was tremendous. So that would have been, God, like 2010, 2011. And they were there for a couple more years before they moved down to the Gold Theater. But man,
the show I saw there was 2017, so it wasn't too much long after that they went to that theater.
LA, yeah. Okay. So you're talking Legion Hall here. I thought you meant the Legion Hall in the Pittsburgh. Yeah. So yeah.
No, I mean Reseda. Yeah, I flew out there. I saw the 13th anniversary show in 2016, and then I saw night 3 of Battle of Los Angeles, where Ricochet won the Bola for the second time.
Yes.
There, and it was Donovan Dijak and Keith Lee. If you look at the card, it's like all those guys are on WWE or AEW TV and huge spots now. It's crazy what PWG had.
I take back my statement. The last show I went to was the show that Finlay randomly showed up and competed in Bola. That was the show I was at, whatever card that was. But yeah, that was one of the shows not too long after Regal did his final scouting and brought in,
I love seeing those photos. That was always funny to see him peeking through the curtain. It's like, well, someone on this show is going to be on WWE TV in a couple of weeks, and we'll know why.
There's a photo somewhere floating out there because I had it taken. I didn't take it with my own camera phone, but somebody did take it. Chris Daniels was there. This is long after he left PWG and the Indies. He was already firmly in TNA, and he had that. I know you love Chris. I'm sorry. That stupid black face paint he was wearing at one point when he was doing like a darker version of his character in TNA. He was
that
in the makeup. Yeah. It was in the makeup, but he was wearing like street clothes. But we're standing at the bar. The Legion Hall is behind us, so I know it exists. But it was like, okay, can we get like 40 people to move so we actually have room for my guy to take the picture? Thank you, because we're just so. But again, for the love of the game, for the love of the craft, dude, you pack yourself in like a sardine. You watch wrestling for 4 hours, and you get back to your car and go, I'm less pinned in my car. What the?
Yeah.
I love it. Indie wrestling, man. Like you said, support indie, support stuff like that, because that's just never going to come along again.
Yep. I want to talk. I think I briefly mentioned this last week, that it's been almost 25 years since my favorite match of all time happened in WWE.
Wild.
That, of course, being Kurt Angle versus Shane McMahon at the King of the Ring. And, Kurt Angle winning the WWE title like 2 weeks after 9/11 in Pittsburgh is almost 25 years old today.
Isn't that crazy?
It's nuts.
Crazy.
Wait. Today? Not today.
No, not today. No, like this year.
This year.
Yeah. I was like,
today relative to the year.
6 months of the 40 minutes we've been sitting here. What the fuck?
That's what the weather's doing to us here in Pittsburgh.
Right. It's melting our brains and the ability to process time more than the pandemic did. We were actually just talking about Unforgiven today, Dylan and I, because he was talking about he sent me a reel of how much he misses the moving match
the moving
card
graphics. Yeah, the moving match graphics are awesome.
I love those. And I
always loved when some of them would be like, you'd get the first graphic and then they would show the second graphic, and it would be them doing a different pose. So like they recorded 2 separate ones. I always thought that was fun. My favorite was Shawn Michaels when he did this. He did the
yes. Oh, I love that. Yeah.
The best was when they brought the moving graphics back for WrestleMania 37. Woods did that. Like he did the whole.
I remember that. Yeah. And then I showed Dylan the match graphics from the SummerSlam just the previous month. And the worst one is Booker versus Rock. It literally looks like they cut out pictures from WWF magazine and pasted it. When there's the graphic. Booker and Shane look like they're like taped next to each other, and then the Rock looks like a promo pic from 2 years before. It's like, God damn, no wonder they changed graphics.
You want to see something very similar to that? Check out the Halloween Havoc '99 graphics. They literally look like they were pasted from a piece of paper in the back that they had with the photos on it.
For a television company running a wrestling company, the WCW always had the most shit-tastic graphics. Starrcade '97, the biggest show they ever did.
I know, they were pretty. They're so bland.
Dog shit. Just bad. And it's like, man, don't take pride in the company. Fine. But if you're not taking pride in your television production as a television company, fuck right off. That's why not a lot of Greg's t-shirts are modeled after WCW graphics, but he and I were wearing 2 from WWF back in those days.
Mm-hmm. That's because I can't get the Bash at the Beach one right, and it drives me nuts.
That's fair. Okay.
Like the Bash at the Beach one from like '96. I want to get that, and I cannot get the letters to look right, and it drives me insane. I couldn't get this one for a while.
No,
did you do them yourself?
Yeah.
Are you driven to do it yourself?
I don't want to outsource this kind of thing, because it's like, fair. I want anything that I produce, I want to look good. Like if it looks good for me, I think it will look good for a bunch of people. That's why I do my own editing. I do my own pretty much everything with the channel.
You can trust yourself, and if there's a mistake, it's on you. You can rely on yourself that way. I like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for production and stuff for my channel, I learned last week, DTA.
Don't trust nobody.
Dude,
exactly.
Politics is a work shirt in the DTA font. That has to be a thing now.
Well, I mean, there's only 3 letters. Well, I guess I could make the second one that is but yeah. I'll have to think about that. Yeah.
Dude.
But listen, I just want the shirts that I have on there to get out there.
Yeah, that's fair.
And then from there, because my wallet's going to hate me if I produce 20 more of these shirts.
That's probably fair. But like I said, I like the one you're wearing because that also is the same setup you used for the first Jeff Meacham Network logo, which I love that logo. I adore the King centric logo, although the Jeff Meacham is like freaking, midget compared to the network, but that's how it was designed and that's how it looks. And then the best one's the Back to the Future logo by far. That one, but the Rumble one was the first. And I love how it turned out. I still use, when I'm trying to so when I'm doing the interviews I do now, and it's just the two-shot, me and the person, for their name, I'll use their specific logo or whatever. For Jeff Meacham, I'll use the Jeff Meacham from that shirt logo, just because it looks good.
I have to ask though, and I mean, it's too late now. You guys are already wearing the shirts, but was there a very diligent discussion on the actual wording of the shirt? Like, did you contemplate using politics are a work?
So
is it, it seems like both could be fine. So I don't know. The reason
I went with is the phrase itself has been around this particular show for about 6 years, because when I first started doing the show, I wanted to cover more than just wrestling. I wanted to cover everything. So I did entertainment, I did politics, I did separate segments. I tried to make it like Conan O'Brien on crack. And it's, that kind of budget. But it's, I came up with politics as work, and the shirt that Jeff's wearing is the Raw is War logo. It's the is looks good there. If I change it to R, I understand the English of it. But
that's I was just curious if you had a huge because if you make one and you're I don't know, then you got to make a new one. So.
And then Jeff disappears. But yeah,
he's going to get a new shirt right now.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But the is just looks so good in that logo, and people will associate that with the Raw's War. So it's politics is a work. So I just kept it.
That's a good, and that's why so my logo for the podcast I did, the Juice Box, I had a guy commission it, and so I'm a huge WCW guy. That's my bread and butter. And I was trying to think of different logos that WCW had to maybe fit what I wanted to do. And luckily, I found that the Fall Brawl logo had the exact amount of words and logos to fit everything. So WCW Fall Brawl with War Games, and then I could do the Juice Box with Juice Springsteen. So all the words fit and everything matched, and it luckily turned out as perfect as I could have ever imagined. But I would stressing the hell out if I, again, the fact that you did it already works with that is the way to go about it for sure.
Sorry, talking about one of the living in California, it got so hot the internet just died. Straight died.
Listen, it's better than not having power for 2 days, like we just did.
No, I heard about that. Freaking Noah.
And Jeff's power died again.
I'm good.
Oh, there you are. Okay, you froze for a second.
Freaking Noah in near Toledo lost power for where he thought he was going to miss Revolution Sunday, and it came on. Thank God for the commentary part of our watch along, 5 minutes before the show started.
Oh, there you go.
So thank God. And from what I heard, it was a great show. He got to call, so good on him for it. Yeah, here we go. 93 degrees, extreme heat warning. Yeah, no fucking shit. The internet just died. Cool. Yeah, sorry, we're gonna shut down my computer now. So anyway, we're on cellular data for the next however long the show is.
Probably only a few minutes, so you don't have to suffer that much.
I'm not suffering. It's the audience suffering listening to me with a completely different Wi-Fi output now.
No, you're good.
Okay, cool. Yesterday I was in the middle of Disneyland, and it for an hour and a half, and Aaron and Rich were losing their goddamn mind. Sorry, guys. You want to be on?
So, the regular season for baseball starts next week. And I believe it's Tuesday. It kicks off on Netflix.
I want to say Wednesday.
Oh, is it Wednesday? Oh, they're going to counter program us with a freaking opening day.
Of course they are.
I'm just going to watch the Yankees game on the TV back there and be like, all right. Can't copyright it now because it's right back there, and my big ass head's blocking it, so it's fine.
We're on the air. Talk amongst yourself.
Yeah.
Go Angels!
But yeah, that's Wednesday night, and then Pirates get the old. I think was it Peacock or is it NBC? They get the main like opening day game because Skeens will be on the mound against the Mets. So
right.
It's like a national game, which is good. Let's hope they don't blow it.
Yeah, but I mean, Skeens on the mound is pretty solid. It's just everybody on offense.
True, but look, they got some people. That's all I want is to just try. If they won maybe 5 or 6 games last year, because how many one-run games they've had, and how many games could Skeens pitch to late in the game that we ended up losing, which is pathetic. Give me 4 runs of offense and you win so many more games. So if you get a little bit more offense, maybe they can get a wild card spot, because I think the pitching staff's good enough to get through a series. Just got to get there first.
It's funny though, talking about Skeens. Like when I went to the McAfee show last year, they did this thing where they brought out like big names in Pittsburgh sports, and they brought out Ben Roethlisberger, they brought out Sidney Crosby, and they brought out Paul Skeens, and they each had them throw a football into like a tire or a big giant ring, like yards away. Obviously, Ben succeeded because it's his
as if he never left.
Yeah, it's like riding a bike for him. And then Crosby, was it Crosby who threw the second one?
Yeah, so they also had Malkin and Letang out there because the big three, but Crosby was the one who threw it, and Crosby hit home runs into the Allegheny practically, so he could do anything, I'm convinced.
Yeah, and then Paul Skeens, whose job it is to throw, missed.
I know.
It's basically just the state of sports in Pittsburgh. It's like, that figured. I mean, in Skeens' defense, he's used to throwing a much smaller ball.
Yeah, and he's normally prepared for whatever it is, and he's locked into what he's wanting to do. And a football on a huge stage is not his normal forte. And it's not to say he could have been prepared, but he's a little bit out of his element. And he also seems just like not like a awkward guy, but he's just locked into pitching and just like winning and like focused on his thing. So like, here, throw a football in front of 12,000 people at some funny event. He might be a little off in that. It's not his, realm.
Media, like he's not the guy the Pirates are going to go, okay, do media for the day. No, he's not that guy.
Yeah.
Or he will, but it'll be boring as hell. But I could care less. He's dominant on the mound. So enjoy it while we have it, right?
No. Hey, and you know what though? It'll be good for Greg and I, because we'll see who tanks by May 1st between the Angels and the Pirates. Because
look, if the Pirates get me to September, I don't care. That's all I want. Give me some competitive baseball by the time football starts, and I'll be fine. I hate the lull of like, it's summer, I want to see baseball, but I can't even watch my team. Like, I love going to PNC Park, amazing ballpark, so much fun watching games there. It's so much better if they just win. Like I feel like Bob Nutting and the ownership just doesn't realize like just a little bit of trying and you win a little bit more. How much better things are. They had a 3-year stretch where the Pirates took over the city, and it's better for the city, especially when the Steelers are, toiling in mediocrity.
I was living down here in like the 2014, 2015, and before I moved back up, to where my ex-wife lives, but it was crazy, like all the insanity around the Pirates. It was like an out-of-body experience. I was like, what is this? Like, the Pirates are weird. In first place in the National League. What is happening?
Yeah, it was weird. Yeah, I wish, and again, it's all fever dream. I wish the Angels would at least get that good, but I also wish the city would embrace them. I think Disney used to own both teams, but we still even now have Anaheim Ducks Day at one of our parks every single year. The Ducks come in for like a big meeting event. It's this whole thing. We never do that with the Angels ever, which is
maybe that's because they see that the Angels management had 2 of the greatest baseball players in the history of the sport on their team at the same time, and they couldn't even make the playoffs, which is brutal.
The entire time that Trout was here, and then when Ohtani came in, I said this on this show, let alone everything else I ever do. 2 guys stay healthy at the same time, and pitching gets figured out. watch out. And it never happened. And then Trout became, what injury? Trout is the Rey Mysterio of Major League Baseball, I swear to God. It's frustrating as fuck. Paid that guy so much money. And if he stayed healthy, he'd be the greatest to ever play the game. I stand on that. And then you get Ohtani, who is just...
Now he is the greatest player everybody's seen.
Yeah.
I swear he's part Kryptonian, Shohei Ohtani. And then goes to the Dodgers year one and wins the World Series.
And year two, back to back now. And are you going to stop them? Probably not. And they'll probably win this year. And then they'll go into a stoppage next year. And they won't even play.
No. Yeah, man. Yeah, so Greg knows, G knows, I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan, an Angels fan, and up until this season, gentlemen, my dad finally pulled the trigger, but LA Kings season ticket holders for 50 years. I'm an eternally suffering sports fan.
Hey, the Kings won a cup recently.
The Kings won 2 cups.
2 cups recently. Yeah, you're right. So that's not bad.
Hey, but it was also 12 years ago. So yeah, it's
true. Well, the Pens are getting close. It's been 9 years since their last of the back-to-back. So we've been starving,
but yeah, it's the last time the Dallas Cowboys won the Super Bowl, the prefix on the year was 1. So yeah,
I know.
I get it as an Irish fan.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Juice, where can we find you on the socials and with your podcasts?
First of all, appreciate you having me on. This is a lot of fun. I love talking sports, wrestling, whatever, Pittsburgh. It's in my wheelhouse, and you guys are great to talk to. So this was awesome to do, and I would love to do it again.
Oh, of course.
Follow me on Twitter at JuicySteen. Argue with me and complain about pro wrestling and whatever else you want. I'm a huge WCW guy, so I will just always put forth my WCW opinions, good, bad, or indifferent. And then, the Juice Box with Juice Springsteen every week. At least one new episode every single week since January of 2023. Check it out anywhere you listen to podcasts. And that's really what I'm up to these days. Weather's getting better. So,
yes, it is. All right. Thank you so much for joining us this week on the Greg Cherry Show. Thank you again, Juice, for being on the show. And we will be back at it next week. Trivia Thursday going up tomorrow. Still got to film it. Go me. And we will be back next week with Monday with a wrestler entrance, Tuesday with a Greg Talks to People episode that I'm going to be filming in about 2 minutes. So that'll be fun. So thank you for watching. Don't be a jag, and we'll see you next time. Big G, he didn't even wait till the show ends, for crying out loud.
He was a jag.
He was. I say don't be a jag. That's the whole tagline of the show. Don't be a jag. We'll see you next week on the Greg Cherry Show.